Hello everyone, welcome to your web design class, and this is a class on how to get your domain. So domain is actually what is domain and what is it about domain. We hear domain every time, and domain is actually a kind of new and kind of convincing statement if you are just starting your website designing journey, because what is domain all about? But you need not to worry, this course is going to make it simple. So what is domain? Domain is your unique name for your brand, for you. Domain is just like you. Because one beautiful thing about domain is that nobody can get the name you already get. It's just like your thumbprint. No one else have it. So domain is your unique name, the name that is so unique to your brand. Once you buy it, no one else can buy it again. That is what domain is. Domain is your unique name. Example of domain, we have google.com, facebook.com, instagram.com, smartcode.com.ng, bellaniger.com, ccniger.com, stuff. There are many .com, .org, .ng. So that is domain. When, as a website designer now, a client comes to you, one of the first thing you're going to do for that client is what? Is to get a domain for the client. There's no website online without a domain and hosting. But this course is about, this particular class now is about how you get your domain. The next video will be how to get your hosting, because there are two different things that a website cannot exist without. So domain have extensions, like I've been saying, your unique name, like probably you are Adetola now, adetola.com. So all those .com, .ng, .org, they are called extension. Domain have extension, e.g. .com, .ng, .net, .org. There are many extensions. So anything you see at the end of a URL, it can be customized. Is the extension. So domain is only unique with the extension it carries. So let me explain that statement. You can see, let me say for example, the client that is coming to you, the name of their brand is MyShell. There might be, the world is a very big place. There might be somebody that has gotten a brand that is MyShell, that has worked on MyShell, or a name or something that is already bearing MyShell. Does that mean you will not be able to get a domain for that client again? No. But what will change it is the extension. So the name can be the same, but the extensions are always different. So you can see myshell.com for this so brand, and you can see myshell.ng for so brand. They are different. So what differentiates a domain is what? The extension. So perhaps someone is bearing Adejumoke now. That person is not the only one bearing Adejumoke. So let me assume the person wants to get a domain for herself. Possibly there will have been thousands of domains that has already been buy on that name. So, but one thing we differentiate as the extension. Probably .com has been gotten, .ng has been gotten. She might got .com.ng. She might got .org.ng. So, domain is only unique with each extension. So don't forget that. So, and now, where do you get your domain from? You can get your domain from any web hosting platform. The thing is, one beautiful thing about it is that the website you get your domain from, you can also get your hosting from the platform. So there are many. We have Hostbig, we have HostNow, we have HostKing, we have Bluehost, we have TrueHost, we have GoDaddy, we have Namecheap, we have Google Host, we have SiteGround, we have Hostinger, as many and so forth. So don't mind me as I list them. Let's explore some. So let's go to TrueHost. So I press truehost.com. So this is one of the most beautiful platforms to get your domain from, truehost.com, and you also get it at a cheaper rate. So if you have a domain already, that's when you can log in. But for now, so let's change this. This is bringing us to USA. Let's change it to Nigeria. Okay, now so let's change it to Nigeria. So that's the first thing you do, so that they will be bringing the prices for you in Naira, because when it is at that USA, you may not possibly get what you are looking for. So I want to remove this cloud, this ./cloud, because I don't need it. Then they take me back to my what. So this is the platform I'm looking for now, is in Nigeria. So you come to this place that is at the right domain. Then you drop it down. then domain search, bulk domain transfer, waste lookup, and so on and so forth. But I'm just going to go straight directly here, because if I still click on domain search and yes, so I'm still going to come here. So I just click on, now this is where you buy your domain. You can see buy Nigeria domain here. So this is where you buy your domain. Now this is something, buy or register cheaper domain from the best domain name register in Nigeria. That's their own advertisement. Now search and domain check. Now these are extensions. That's what I'm going to. This is .com, .com.ng, .xyz, .shop, .co.uk. There are many extensions, like you can't explore them finish. Now one thing about domain is that your extension determine your money. So you can get domain as cheap as 2,100 naira, yes, for a year, but your extension determine your money. Now, there is a question that could have popped up in your mind, that so if we can have a name, but what differentiate the domain are extensions, then what do we do with brand like Google, Facebook, that they are big and vast, they are big and vast brand online? What if people are getting their domain? But one thing is that these platforms are already big, so they buy all the kind of extension that is attached to their name. So they are so rich and they can afford it. So like Google now, Google will have buy, let's try it. Google will have buy google.com. They will have buy google.org. They will have buy anything. You see that it will bring not available. So when you search something, it will bring not available to you when the domain, the extension is already taken. That is how it is. You can't have two domain at a time. You can't have two domain at a time. So it's searching. Google.com is unavailable. They will have buy it. So let's try google.org. They will have buy almost all the extension. Why? Because you can't imagine, Google is already big. Facebook is big. You cannot be sharing name with them. So they buy all these extensions. It's not available for anybody. That's why no matter the extension you press with website like this, it will always take you to their website. Why? Because they buy it. So let's go back to what I'm saying on how to buy a domain. We are seeing the same page. We are seeing the same place to get a domain. So let me type a name. Let me say I want to try Timmy. Just you're going to put in your name for this. Actually, this is just a class, so I want to try timmytimmy.com and let's see if it's still available. Timmytimmy.com and let's see if it's still available. So what differentiates it is always the extension, and your extension, you see, timmytimmy.com is unavailable. Someone has gotten it already. So let me try probably .com.ng and let's see if that is available. You might be surprised sometimes that even your own particular name has been taken. You can see now timmytimmy.com.ng has not been taken, but someone has already buy timmytimmy.com. So that is one unique thing about domain, and it's cheap. You can see it's just 2-1. Actually, I said it earlier that what determines the amount you are paying for a domain is what is your extension. Now you can see the .com from this. Let's come to this place, popular extension. Now the .com is unavailable. You have seen unavailable here. Now the .com.ng is available. You see add. You can see .ng is 75. .africa is 9,000. .net is 30,986 naira. You can see .shop is 60,000. So it's still the same name you are getting. The same name you are getting, but what differentiates them? The extension. So the same name you want to get for Timmy .net is 30,000, but .com.ng is just 2-1. So what am I saying? Why am I saying all this is that for a starter, since you are starting, you want to learn, you can just start with the cheapest domain. Then as time goes on, client comes, you can start buying good names for them based on the money and everything you negotiate on. And sometimes they might even want their own extension. So there is something called Domain Scout. We have not get there. We are still coming on how to take you through how to get it, but just follow the step so you can understand. Now there's something called Domain Scouting. Domain Scouting can be defined as when you check for the least price of domain. Starting this class, I talk about many platforms that you can get your domain from. So as at now, what I know as at what designers are using now, one of the cheapest platform is Truehost and Namecheap. But Namecheap you're going to pay in dollars, but it's very cheap as well, and they sell domain only. Now Truehost is also cheap. Now let's check for this you can see that this same timmy.com.ng is 2-1 on Truehost. So let's go to another platform. Let's say Hostbeak now, for instance. So let's try to see how much, because you can get different, you can get a domain, you can try to check for a domain on many platforms, and to see the, because it is still same domain. So you can try to check as many platforms as you like to get the least one. So let's see that timmy.com. Now what beautiful thing is that, you know, that place they said .com is unavailable. If you still search it here too, it will still be unavailable. It doesn't mean like probably because it's unavailable in Truehost it will be available here. No, it's not going to be. I can see it is not going to be available too. But now let's try the timmy.com.ng that was available. So it's searching. You can see now. Do you see what I'm saying? Now on Hostbeak, timmy.com.ng is 2.7, same thing, and on Truehost it is 2.1. So why should I go to buy 2.7 when I will get the same thing as what 2.1 here? So that's what we are just saying. So you can check many other platforms. It is called domain scouting. We have HostNow. We have HostNow. We have HostKing. We have Bluehost. We have Truehost. We have GoDaddy. We have Namecheap. We have WooGoHost. We have SiteGround. We have Hostinger. So like I said, that is just what it is. That is what. Let's check Namecheap. Let's check Namecheap. And for you to we can just try with that. So for you to understand what we are saying very well, very well. So let's just try to check this. Let's try to let me see, timmy.com.ng. Let it search first, and let's see the price they're going to call it in this place. Okay, now this, we might not really know the price of this. Why? Because it's in dollars, but for them here it's a per year is what, $7. Let's try to check another one again. This is what they call domain scouting. So let's check HostNow now, and let's see. So just, there are many, you can check on many platforms just to get the cheapest. But as I know, for today, one of the websites you're going to get a very cheap domain is what, Truehost. So let me say, let's try to see. Now we put .com.ng, timmy.com.ng, and let's see the amount from here. Same thing, if you put .com, it's still going to say not unavailable. It's still going to say unavailable. So you can see now this is HostNow now. They now said, congratulations, timmy.com is available. For this place it is 3,000 naira. For HostNow now it is, can you see the price? 3,000 naira. For Hostbeak it is 2.7. For Truehost it is 2.1. So you can always go for the cheapest one at Truehost. So that is that on that. That is what they call domain scouting. So let's go to on out now. This is Truehost now. We are back to Truehost. All we have been doing, trying to check all around, is domain scouting. So we can also do host scouting as well, the same way you are doing this. So put these steps in your mind, put those platforms in your mind. You can also do hosting scouting as well, because it's the same thing. So I press add to cart, then check out. Now taking you on the step on how to get your domain. After you get the platform you want to use, the name that is available, and the prices, then you click on add to cart, check out. It will bring you to this place. If you are getting your domain from Truehost, actually all of the platforms is just for you to follow the prompt as it's come up. So this is your domain name, the duration is 1 year. There's no hosting. It does not always come with hosting. You have to get your hosting. Now this name, servers, and everything, just ignore this now. As time goes on, you will know how to change all this in other classes, because you still need them. Then we click on continue. You just follow the prompt as it goes, and it takes you. You can just ignore everything on this windows now. Just click on. Now this is your other summary. Then you check out now again. Click on check out now. Then you fill all this. I have my domain already. Then you fill in all these details. fill in all these details. If you, at the point of getting your domain, if you have any issues, but it's very simple, just the way we are taking you through all this. So if you fill in all these details, then this is your payment details. At the end of the day, you opt for which preferred method you want to use to pay, then complete your order, and yes, you receive a mail that you get your domain already. And that is all about getting your domain. That is all about the platforms you need to get your domain. If you have any question, you can always get back to our team and we are ready to answer you. Thank you.